things that happened in real estate this week. You'll be surprised. And then a little story about me finding out that I have $1.6 million of liens on my house. Wasn't it supposed to be really slow in real estate at the moment? Well, real estate didn't get the message because some of us get beaten with multiple offers, and we have heard of open houses having quite a bit of traffic again. I am not happy about multiple offers for my buyers. Sellers, I love you, but when I represent a buyer, having multiple offers is a problem, and we're getting some flashbacks to last year. I know you have heard that we're supposed to lose our shirts this year in real estate, but I just don't see that right now. After all, well-priced homes will always sell. And that said, good homes will attract buyers. So this is what happened this week. I had 4 situations. I had 4 contracts. One was my listing. We went under contract. One offer is still wobbling, and there's still hope. We lost one multiple offer situation, and we won the other one. So that's 1-to-1. I think that's not bad. Where are we going? Year over year in December, we lost 3%. And that number is probably going to increase until April, until we hit that bump where things last year started steadying and then slowly decreasing again. I think until April, we could see as much as 10% of decrease in home values unless there's a black swan event. And after all, the debt ceiling was hit yesterday, and there are going to be a lot of negotiations going on, and I'm pretty sure the stock market is going to react to that, and it's going to jerk interest rates up or down with it because it's all connected. Since the interest rates decreased below 6, that made a lot of buyers finally perk up and jump back into the market until, well, they change again. However, this is exactly what we saw this week. And while on one side, I think that real estate is a very slow reacting market, it can also be very quick locally and, well, down in the trenches. We feel it first, not the people on TV or online. Let's get to my story of $1.6 million of liens on my personal house that I noticed when I tried to refinance it. So we had purchased the house. It was a short sale. There were quite a few liens on it, 1.6 million. We closed, we paid some off because that's what it took in order to negotiate this. And well, off we went, we moved in. 2 years later, I wanted to refinance the house, and the title company that was supposed to insure my property, give me a title insurance, said, yeah, we're not doing it. And I said, well, but why? Well, because you have $1.6 million of liens on your property. And I said, how'd that happen? Well, there are 3 liens. You have one for $3,000, one for some $100,000, and one for $1.4 million. The littlest one, I know we paid off at closing. The middle one was about to fall off because there's a certain time and after which they just fall off. However, the last lien still had a while to go, and $1.4 million liens left on my house that weren't mine, I really had a problem with. And so what actually happened is that the title company that closed us did not release the liens. So they were still on there, and because it had been 2 years, 3 years maybe, nobody had any information, no documentation, and the title lady was not in Colorado Springs anymore, so we really didn't have anybody to approach about it. It was, for me, it was a sad story, but after several times going back and forth, the title company that originally insured us, and that's why you have a title insurance, so that that title insurance can step in and hopefully resolve the situation. So they approached the lien holder and they agreed on a price so that they would remove the lien. And yeah, the title insurance paid $50,000, which I think is actually a pretty good deal for a $1.4 million lien. And with that, the lien holder removed that lien and I could finally refinance my property. But that was quite a surprise. Long story short, title insurance is important. I know it's quite nebulous. And then there is the OEC, which is an additional insurance that they figured out they could charge. This is super important. It's worth it. The additional coverage is $65. And, I see many times the seller will pay for your title insurance at time of closing. So by all means, just do it. Make sure you have a good title company that actually step up to the plate. I wasn't happy with mine, even though we got it resolved, because nobody actually stepped up to the plate and admitted that they made a mistake. So I was glad it was done. It was over. So title insurance is important. And if you are on the buyer side, make sure that any liens, usually it's a mortgage, sometimes it's a little bit more, are actually released. Might take 4 to 6 weeks, but make sure that that's done.